bicyclists. I think to ride over 600 miles on a bicycle for your child means something. Now, most of you, some of you know me from emails and from the internet, but my child, my son was made to take Ritalin as a child, and he took Ritalin from the age of 7 years old and was 18 for 11 years. What most people don't understand is that there are with this medication that we're giving our children. I was unfortunate enough to lose my son. On April 27th of this year, he passed at the age of 20. We buried him on May 4th. He turned 21, or would have turned 21, on May the 9th. Why am I saying all this? Because this year, we are giving an award away in his name. This award is called the Richmond Aliu Smith Memorial Award, and this year we're presenting it to two individuals, Rob McKenzie and Robert Peterson, for their bike trek for riding 600 miles from Lansing, because their children mean just that much. Now they're drawing straws to see who's going to talk. They did all that writing, and they're too pooped to talk. I often refer to Robert Peterson as my brother from another mother.
Thank you, everyone. I wanted to first off have Rob McKenzie come up and say a couple words. He is the individual who essentially started this 700-mile bicycle trek from Lansing, Michigan, all the way to Washington, D.C. And I think over the course of the 5 days that it took us to get here, and a lot of pain for a good reason, that I could not have spent 5 days with any other gentleman that I just totally admire. This guy is dedicated and started it all, and just it was an honor to ride with him those 700 miles.
Next year we'll be here. Hopefully more people will get involved. I'm not a very good speaker. I just want to thank everyone for the support, and I hope to see everyone next year, same place and same time. Thank you very much. Spread out!
I wanted to say a couple of brief words real quick, and I'm just totally honored to be here today. I wanted to thank Ron Smith and the entire DC Rally crew, and all of you here today that decided to take time out and make your presence known, because this is a very important event, and each and every year we plan to have it grow. Rob and I, we bicycled over 700 miles from Lansing, Michigan to here in our nation's capital. We went through Michigan and Ohio, Pennsylvania and Maryland, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I suffered from what Rob McKenzie calls monkey butt. I had I'll tell you, my rear end was on fire by day 2, and thank goodness it finally went numb on day 3. And I was able to keep up with Rob most of the way. We had a heat stroke. That was me, of course. And then also a few accidents, some destroyed rims at a significant cost, but certainly worth it. The reason why we pedaled those 700 miles was for our children and for all the children that are denied a child's fundamental right to be loved, guided, nurtured, and educated by both fit and willing parents. As everyone knows, if you split a tree in half, the tree dies. And that's the way I look at this issue. So far, the family tree seems to be split in half, and children are suffering, our communities are suffering, and all of society is suffering because of this. And we take away children's protective eyes and ears, aunts and uncles and grandparents, and people that absolutely love these children, and then they're forced to unfortunately spend only 4 to 6 days a month. And I call that basically child abuse. And the pain from the crash and from the mountains in Pennsylvania, it was pretty intense. Rob did this last year, but I got to tell you, it was a wake-up call for me. But it is nothing compared to, as many of you know here, to be ripped apart from your children by no choice of your own and by no choice of the child who's denied that right to be loved by you and by grandparents and by uncles and aunts. I wanted to say very briefly to my son and daughter that I love you. My heart aches when I walk by your empty rooms, and pedaling 700 miles is just another way to show you that you can always count on Daddy. I would pedal with Rob if he's willing to come to hell and back for my children and just to see their smiles. We're obviously talking about solutions here at this rally, and that's a big change. And we came across a city in Ohio called Unity, Ohio, that just really put things into perspective for me. And this is incredible. I'm impressed by the showing. This is just the beginning, but bringing all these different groups and organizations together and putting aside their identities and their egos and uniting together like today, that is something that everyone should be excited about. From this day forward, we can all come together, united, and end this madness. And then lastly, I wanted to thank our sponsors that helped, the individual donors. We received donations as small as $5, which we ran out of money, by the way. Next year, if everyone could just, but it was tough. But we really appreciate everyone that donated and sacrificed. We especially thank dads and moms of Michigan and Jim Simrat for their donation to this bike trek. And again, just an honor to be in front of everyone here today, and we hope to make this a big event every year. And before I forget, I want to thank also our chase crew, my beautiful wife, Angela Peterson, who's holding a camcorder right now, standing up, black shirt, wave hello. And also Dan DeVault, our computer guru, who put up with a lot of backseat driving too. People telling him where he should turn and all that. But man, he is a solid individual, and just very honored to have him come along. And then also wanted to thank Carol Rhodes, author of Friend of the Court, Enemy of the Family. But more importantly, someone who I consider to be a friend. And I couldn't have spent that time with anyone else. Just